Hi. Okay, now let's see where we are number-wise. It is 8:33.
Two.
I got 8.
No, so I got 2. Let's refresh you.
Hello, Gerald. Sugar's watching intently.
I see her.
Jules is on the floor. Come here, Jules.
Good evening, Stephen. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, William.
Hi, Marilyn. Camille. I'm gonna have to get a magic mirror. You know that, right? Hi, Gerard. And thanks, Gerald. Oh, we have 2 polls back to back.
I'm at 53.
Oh, 56. There we go. So,
So,
Lisa's in the romper room. See, somebody knew magic mirror.
that's crazy. Okay, so it is Friday at 8:35, and do you see us in person or no? We just see your names and your messages. Hey, Jack. Hi, Sue. Thank you. So it's Friday evening. We're going to do our update. And if there's not too much communication afterwards, no one has a lot of questions, we'll probably end this at 9. I'm sure Michelle and I are both tired from our trip and her driving home and me having flying home and then having my treatment today. So we're both tired, right? I think.
Yeah, I need another day to hopefully catch up.
Need to recharge our batteries. So we had a very good trip. Yes, it was very productive, Yvette. We went back out to Mayopac to 2 groups or 3 groups of retired firefighters, but they opened up their meeting room to local retirees. So it wasn't just fire, it was whoever was in the area that wanted to come, and they did. There were teachers there, there were retired police officers there. So it was nice to see a little bit of everybody. And this time some people brought their spouses to listen. So it was a nice gathering. And we had a good collection from them as well. Great feedback, and even met with a former union president who was very interested in what we had to say, and that was good feedback as well. So then the next day we went to Nassau County, met with the New York 1013, who they also opened up their meeting room to local retirees, and had a very good turnout there. Did some nice fundraising there as well. We met with an assemblywoman also from Long Island who had offered her assistance, and we will be touching base with her next week. So that was really great. So after that, we drove to Staten Island. There's a 1013 FOP at the Rockallori Memorial Lodge in Staten Island. They had a smaller group, but we still did do pretty well there too. They were there for a prayer service and a meeting. And then the next day, Michelle went to the doctor and I went to a breakfast meeting, a small monthly breakfast club of retired firefighters, who they also had a few police officers and others with them as well. So it was a smaller group, just over breakfast, and we did a little fundraising there too, and that worked. And I think if my numbers are correct, we raised close to about $5,000 in these 3 days. So we were pretty happy about that. So at least we know that this works, it's successful, it accomplishes what we're trying to accomplish, as well as that outreach, not just the fundraising, because there were still people that asked so many amazing questions that don't understand why we're here, and that they think that this is over, that we won. They don't understand that it's not over. That was probably one of the biggest surprises, that some people thought that it was, right?
Yeah, that, and there was a couple that approached because they think because they're not 65 that it doesn't affect them yet. But it did pique their interest though, and that's why they asked. And so it did concern them. So they did have some questions. So it was productive on both ends.
And it reinforces exactly why we need to do this, because no one else is giving them the information that it does affect them. So we believed in grassroots when we started this, and I think this reinforces that idea of how we built this and in that structure, and that it probably needs to continue. I know we've been asked by a few more people asking us to do Florida and come to some of those big buildings. We're looking into some of those, and we'll see what we can try to pull together, that we have a little bit more time. But so that's the update from our New York trip. So again, we want to thank those retired firefighter organizations, FDNY, from Mayo Pac, Putnam, Hudson, the New York 1013 in Long Island, and the Rocco Laurie Memorial Lodge, Staten Island. Thank you for hosting us and helping us spread the word. And really what's so important about making these friends is that it not just brings more people into the organization, it adds to recurring donations, that we're able to educate them and answer their questions and put their fears at ease. And we even had when we were in Long Island, we had the delegation come from DC 37 retirees, including their past president, Ed Hissick, who was also supportive in helping us with a couple of questions from seniors who had with TRICARE. And he followed up today and he sent us a document that we'll be sharing shortly to help people understand, their TRICARE insurance. So there was a lot of really good information this week, and for as tired as we are, though, I am really just, we are really just blessed to have this opportunity, I think, to meet all these people and share this with them.
Yeah, I mean, even in Mineola in Nassau County, it was nice because, I mean, we were grateful that they opened up the hall, and they even made a comment that there were interagencies sitting in that room. So, transit was there, retirees from PD and SBA, and even some UFT. And so you had all these interagencies sitting in this big hall, and, never, ever would you see something like that. So it was, we thank the 1013 group, for opening the door, and, it was really
we joked the last time we had that many agencies in one room, you and I were working OEM, Office of
absolutely right. That was the last time we had all different agencies in one
room.
Right.
And we were all employed then.
Yeah.
Yes, because we had some MTA people there too that this affects as well.
Yes.
The Retired Sergeants Association, the RSA was there. I mean, just so many people came together to get information to share with their respective groups. That's what this was about. And I'm happy. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and the people that connected with us, and those of you that came out that we got to meet for the first time, that we always see or talk to here, but we meet you in real life, which was kind of cool. And Michelle and I were walking out of the Nassau County event. Was it Eileen? We all of a sudden, like, she's screaming our name, and we're like, oh my God, someone knows us here. This is crazy. It's like we were celebrities. It was very funny. But we had a good time meeting all of you and talking and answering those questions. So, and thank you for giving us that opportunity. So moving along, we had a winner. Madeline wasn't able to make it with us tonight, so she gave us the name of this week's winner, and it is Sonia Agron. And so Sonia, thank you for supporting this organization, for your donations. And Madeline will be coordinating with Kathy, our amazing retiree that makes these, bless you.
Thank you.
That makes these shirts and stuff for us, and she'll be sending you something. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. Marion says you are celebrities. I don't know. We were very surprised. You were like, who's using our name? Who's calling our name? So, but she had pulled up. She was at the doctor with her husband, and he was sitting in the car. So Michelle and I went over to go say hi and tell him, thank him for everything they're doing and supporting us. And then we all went home. So, actually, we went to Staten Island.
Yes, we went to Staten Island.
James says, greetings from Cleveland at our meeting today, celebrating Medicare's 57th birthday. Yay. I spoke with the head of the Ohio ARA, who is also very supportive in contrast to NYSARA. He told me in meetings he's attended lately, there's a growing realization among some unions that the threat of Medicare Advantage. He's interested in sharing our stories, so I'm sending him a link to our stories. It would be helpful if the 80 and growing videos were sorted into topics, including one on educating employees, unions, and that could be shared. James, we just may ask you to come and work for us so you can coordinate with Joe and you can give him that feedback. Just saying. Len says, by traveling to speak at these fundraisers and the informational events is like a turbo boost to this grassroots movement. You got a lot of people's attention. Keep it up. Thank you, Len. We appreciate you and everything you're doing too. So that's good. Yep. So I'm not seeing anything else. You see any more questions? Does anyone have any questions for us? We've got 15 minutes before we're gonna call it a night.
No, your screen's not frozen, people. We're just waiting to see if there's questions.
Did someone say is the screen frozen? Anybody?
No, I just said it. I just said it because we were just sitting here.
We were on a Zoom 2 weeks ago, and one of the guys, his screen did freeze, and he was in the middle of a sentence, and he froze like this. Do you remember that? It was cute. Oh, hell no, Gerald. There is no message from Eric. Are you kidding? Gerald wants to know if Eric Adams if we've heard from Eric. No, Eric doesn't want to hear from us. What are the Mega Ball numbers? I don't know, but I learned I could buy Mega Ball on my cell phone. I was so excited. Did you know you could do that?
Yes,
I bought a lot of tickets on my cell phone.
Yeah, you could, yeah, lotto, you do horse racing on the computer and stuff.
I know. So Ellen asks, what podcast am I doing next? I did schedule one for next week, I think, the 4th. But I'll let you know what it is. I'll post it what it is so you can listen, and I'll post it with a link. George Roman, what happens if you decide not to pay the copay? You will go to copay jail.
Right, it'll send the bill to collections.
You really have, we keep saying it, George. Please listen to us. Pay the copays. Keep a copy of it in a folder, because if we're able to get that other case off the ground and we win, maybe you'll get some money back. So yes, pay the copay. We knew there's going to be one person asking. Thank you, Irene. Well, you're welcome too. That is good. Either everyone's tired or no one has a question. Sorry, sometimes life gets in the way. Well, Carol, there's a saying. It's like I forget how it goes. Something like you know, something happens when life gets in the way, or life gets in the way of your plans. I'll remember it later, Shirley, when I'm not on the thing. But you know, you have the best of intentions with plans, and then life gets in the way. Can you come to Midtown Manhattan? I'll gather a group of oldies who don't like to travel. Hey, Ann, are we looking at about 100 oldies? And then I would need a place to do it in Manhattan. So if you have a place, let me know. Who looked after the white furry pillow while you were gone? Oh, I have a friend of mine that stays at my house when I leave. And another friend that checks on my dogs if she has to go out. Today, the mayor announced that the mayor's office of contracts had 2,400 backlog contracts that they finally caught up and approved. These 2,400 contracts were mostly nonprofits that couldn't get paid. Shows you how effed up the city is. Don't expect speed on another MA proposal. So yeah, that's exactly the case. Michael Eddington, how's the fundraising going? We are low on fundraising. I do not have numbers because Madeline did not send me the sheets today. So I will send her a message later and ask her for an update. We will do an update next week. But I can tell you for a fact, the last one we looked right before we went to New York, our fundraising is down. The numbers before 2 weeks ago, we were around the, I want to say, the $30,000 mark in the second week of June. So this is 2 weeks later. We need to be around the $100,000 mark in order to be able to have enough money to keep funding the litigation as the litigation is going. So it's really important. This is really important that we keep pushing this forward, and why we're trying to reach more people. So that's the most that I can give you about that without having any of the updated numbers from Madeline, but she'll give them to me, and then I will update you guys next Friday. We probably need to do another thermometer. We need to go back to that. We talked about that too. So I'll put that on our to-do list. Are all doctors asking for copays? I've been to a podiatrist 2 times and haven't been asked. You're probably not being asked for copays because they're not on your card. If you call Emblem and ask for a new card, it will say that you are obligated to pay a $15 copay, and they will ask you up front. Otherwise, what will happen is as it gets adjudicated, it goes through Medicare, Emblem, you will get a bill. Gerald, any word if another insurance company is interested in starting a new MA plan? We have no word on that, but the unions have all been saying that they were going to talk to Aetna. And after talking with the controller's office, they can go back to Aetna, or they can go to one of the other bidders.
Right, whoever was in the, yeah, in any one of the bidders. So it doesn't, you know, again, and also
They don't have to
can
start
do
over.
right, the city can do whatever they want.
And we know that the city will do whatever they want because they always do whatever they want. Even if it's not in the best interest of us, the unions are saying that it's in their best interest because they don't understand the difference. We're still working on that.
All right, Susie Sandor says, so the city's gonna appeal a case that is now moot. It's not
It's
moot.
not moot, Susie. There is no mootness to it. The issue's still the same. The issue is being argued. We're intending to argue it in October. There's nothing moot about this. Nothing has changed. Just because Anthem pulled out doesn't change what they did. What has been the response from retired teachers? Well, Elaine, this page is filled with retired teachers. If you're talking about the retired teacher organizations, you have a lot of different chapters. Some support what we're doing and some don't. There's that one in Florida that takes the union line, even though the union line is full of poo, to put it nicely. They'll still put out whatever the union says. You know, they bow to Michael Mulgrew. That's who we forgot to go.
Oh, go visit him.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol. We appreciate your donations. Yeah, so I think things, give it some time. We still have a little bit of time. And we've been doing some really creative things and trying to get information out there. And we're not finished with that either. We have our Lady Warrior group that's been making some headway, and then all the contacts that we made this week while we were in New York. I think you'll start to see some movement there. Ellen says, as for the city being backlogged regarding nonprofit contracts, that's always been the case. If the contract is important to the mayor, it gets fast tracked. So new map could still be done with Aetna or others super fast. And yes, that's a good point too. Are there DC 37 retirees donating? Well, I can't tell you if they're donating on an individual basis unless they identify themselves as a DC 37 retiree. We will tell you though that DC 37 Retirees Association is supporting what we are doing, and they are working on putting together a fundraiser for us with us. So that is good news. Bob Gervasi is your new president of DC 37 Retirees. We saw him in Long Island. We saw Ed Hissick and Dominic Martino. Karen Williams, I am a retired teacher and support and donate again my monthly. Thank you, Karen, we love you. Tom Tuna, have you ladies considered getting golf shirts embroidered with your name and website on them? Yes, we actually did try to do that. I tried to find, the girls had a conversation about fabrics, okay? I'm not so particular about fabrics, but the girls are particular about fabrics, right, Michelle? I needed to find a specific fabric, which I could not find in time. I wasn't gonna embroider my name on it, but I was gonna put our a logo on it, which it'll give us enough time to do it for the next one. Give me a little time, Tom, unless you're good at shopping and embroidering and you're offering me your services, give me a call later.
Right, no, we discussed it. We were talking about it.
And the August 2nd event. This is the second time I'm hearing this. What is this August 2nd event?
Okay, we're gonna have to, I know an email was sent. I sent it. We'll talk about that offline.
Okay. I think something was posted on Facebook about August 2nd, wasn't it?
No, it was an email.
No, there was something on there today.
Right, well, they're probably reiterating about it, but originally came over as an email a month ago.
There was some kind of flyer or something.
New York City Night Out Against Violence.
That's in the chat. That's okay. Yeah,
so
it wasn't crazy. Thank you, Judith. Yeah, I think Judith posted it. Thank you, Judith. Okay.
Right.
8-2 is a block event on 22nd and 2nd. Yep, that Queen's Night Out anti-crime thing. Perfect. If you're not asked for a copay at your doctor's visit, you can be sure you'll get the bill in the mail. Absolutely, Sharon. Lori Levy-Soren, sorry, got cut off. UFTRTC in New York should throw their support our way. Disappointed, but they won't. Well, if you have a phone number and a contact for them, send it to the organizational email or PM it to me or Michelle, and we'll try to reach out. But let me know if I'm walking into a wolf's den, so I know, you know, are they going to be friendly or not friendly? What are the retired NYPD doing regarding their health coverage? They were doing. No, Leon, the NYPD is just like us. They have the same health insurance we have. Sue Filer, please post how to donate again. Judith, if you're able to put the link in the chat. So you can go to our website. Our website is www.nycretirees.org and navigate over to donation subscribe. And you have plenty of choices on how to donate with the procedure, as well as subscribing for our newsletter. Lisa, are you needing volunteers to help you on that 8-2 event? Hello, Dominique.
Hi, Dominic.
Dominic says, hi, ladies. Lisa, if you're needing volunteers at that event, let us know, because 8-2 is like literally around the corner. We have, I believe, perfect. I think that was the one we did last, oh, you and I posted about that like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Correct. And yes.
I actually know someone at the UFT, but I don't believe they care. They're more interested in keeping the job they have now. Okay, well. Michael Antwerp, it's so easy to donate, and please never underestimate your role in giving. You are so important to the cause. Members, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Michael. Very true. Every penny counts. Lori, Livy, Soren, Tom Murphy is the RTC leader. I think you'd be walking into a lion's den. Anytime anything is posted on Facebook about MA, they took it down. Do you have a phone number for Tom? If you do, please private message it to me. I would like to take a stab at that one. I mean, not literally, but like I would like to make a phone call and see if I could use my methods of persuasion to get him to talk to me. I am sure that you are aware that while we are paying the full $15 copay, Emblem is paying a lesser amount. Yes, we are fully aware, Arlene.
Yeah, or yeah.
Fully aware.
Yeah.
Deborah, I will send you the name and information. You can try. No problem, Deborah. I'm always up to a challenge. Just go to my profile and send it to me in a private message. I will take on the challenge. I mean, look, someone got me in touch with Harry, and Harry used to talk to me, and he used to get all flirty on the phone with me until he ghosted me, and now I must be blocked because I get dumped into voicemail now. I'm gonna work a way around that. I don't know. Well, it's 9:02. Oh, one more. Are there any politicians supporting our cause? 250,000 plus retirees is a large group of voters. We do have a few that are working with us, and we're working on more. If you are in New York City, or you're not in New York City and you want to help us make those phone calls and try to get them to help us out, send the organization or Michelle or I a message and let us know you're willing to do that, because we do have a group of people helping. We call them our Lady Warriors, but if you join us we'll just call them Lady Warriors and Michael, and and then you can help us out. But I'm sure the team will always can always use help. I'll have to look it up for his email. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they don't even have the same insurance as we do. You mean the union, the teachers union? I don't know. I do not know. I know the letter from Kroc has a letter signed by city and state officials, but they didn't ask them to specifically to do anything. And the ask was an old ask. They were asking them to help support what we're doing and support that the mayor drop the appeal. Don't need him to drop the appeal. We're feeling pretty good. We're probably going to win the appeal. What we need them to do, the council to do, is to protect a retiree's vested health benefit, protect 12-126. The benefits provided in there. That's the specific ask, and they're going to need to get on board with that, and that's going to require legislation. Oh, so those, from what I understand, Lori, the people that work for the union, as in the UFT, I do believe they have our insurance, yes, but they do get a pension, so they do get some extra benefits. And I think that's probably why the retired teachers pay so damn much to their unions, is because you're basically providing a second salary and a second pension to your union people. Well, I'm seeing. You seeing anything else? Did we miss anything? I mean, those that work for the union only. Oh, that are not UFT retirees? You got me on that one. Murphy may not be affected by MA. I know for sure those under 65 have a different insurance. Well, if they're under 65, they're not on Medicare, so they're probably on GHI CBP if they're in the city plan. If they're not city employees, that would be, so some unions who have union employees do provide their employees with benefits as similar to what they would have had if they were a city employee. Janet, I have Tom Murphy's email. Yeah, I get ignored by email. You can send that to me anyway, but at least with a phone number, I get more annoying. Right?
They'll just block you. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna need to reserve one day to go knock on doors. You know?
Yeah, I know. You get shot like that. No.
No, from the unions. We can go from the union door. We can go, Ari, it's Marianne and Michelle.
Yeah, okay.
Can you do a video on this issue? Insurance is from the city, not from the unions. Ellen, if you would send me a message of exactly what kind of video you want, because I'm not understanding where someone would have confusion that insurance is from the city and not from the only insurance, the only health coverage you get from a union would be your welfare fund, prescription, vision, dental. That's it. Sharon, yes, the teachers who are retired and under 65 have GHI. Yeah, but Jean, I don't think she's talking about teachers. I think she's talking about civilian. There might be civilian employees working for the UFT. I don't know that. I can't answer that. Local retired, not yet Medicare eligible police believe their insurance. Ellen says local retired, not yet Medicare eligible police believe their insurance comes from their union. I have not heard that. And when you send me the first email, add a second paragraph and tell me where that's coming from, because I've never heard that before. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah. I've not heard that from anywhere. I've never heard that actually. So if you're hearing that, let me know. I get this all the time. Then let me know where you're getting it from, and that might be another avenue of education. You know, Gerald, and it possibly can be that just a few people don't know. One of the things that Michelle and I keep bumping into is how many people have misconceptions about so many different things. You know, they don't really know where things come from, or you know what hey, look, like even the unions, right? The unions are doing all this stuff, and the more and more we keep talking to them, they keep saying, look, we voted to support this because the city and the MLC told us it was okay. When they refer to the MLC, I keep saying, well, you guys are the MLC, and they're like, no, we don't mean like us, we mean like Harry, Henry, Michael, keep telling us that this is good, like it mirrors the plan, the city, saying the same thing. They're telling us this is why we supported this, so we were being misled. I'm telling you, we hear this all the time. All right, I'm done. You done?
Yeah, I think that's it.
So if anyone's just jumping in and you missed what we said, don't worry, this will be saved into the page. I will try to upload it into YouTube tonight. I cannot guarantee that our closed captioning will be 100% accurate, but it's going to be as close as I can get it if I'm uploading it this quickly. And then over the weekend, we'll send that out. Gerald Nelson, I'm retired PD, never heard that. That's because you're a smart cookie, Gerald. And Ultraman, circling the $15 copay on the Emblem Health card as suggested last week didn't work. Still said I don't have a copay. And if you don't have a card that is printed that says you have a $15 copay, then just call Emblem and ask them for a new card. It was a good idea to write it in with a Sharpie, but you know what? If they're not going to listen, just call for a new card. Sherry, why wasn't the union members allowed to vote on this issue? Why was Mulgrew allowed to make a decision regarding our healthcare without consulting us? Sherry, there's a whole lot of history going into that at 9:10 at night, but I'm basically going to tell you the unions voted on it because they are in the MLC. It was their representatives in the MLC. They were making a decision for their membership, which is why you elect an officer. Mulgrew didn't make the decision, it was made by the MLC. And it's a really good question as to why they were allowed to do this to a retiree who had no say in the process. But that's why you have us and why we filed an Article 78 and sued the pants off, right? So, well, at least they're knickers so far. Yes, I got him to tonight's meeting late. I'll look up the page. Good night, ladies. Susan Rozek, good night, and thanks for all your info and hard work. Dan Murray, it does not come from union, it comes from the city, police, even our dental, eyeglasses, drugs all come from the city PBA. Only administration, if not, pays for it. Dan, thank you again for inviting us to into your house, into the Irish American Hall. Everyone say thank you to Dan because he hosted us, Michelle and I, the other day. So thank you again.
Right. And Tom Ryan, he set up.
Yeah.
Right. And he did an exceptional job. Everything, the way it was set up, had all the papers set out, everything.
Jay Finn as well. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, do for us. PBA retirees in Putnam. All right, I'll work on them next week. Carol, card has a Well, and if the card has a printed $15 copay on it and they're not taking it, then you should ask them to call Emblem Health right there. When retired, we are no longer paying union dues, hence you have no say. Yes, that's absolutely true, Susie, because unions could only represent those with wages, hours, and work conditions. Unless, of course, you're probably like the teachers union, which tries to get you to pay a union dues to the union to use for a PAC and tie it to a health benefit as a perk. And that's how they keep you attached. My card does not indicate a copay, but 2 of my doctors ask for it or bill me. That's the way it's supposed to work. You will be charged a copay whether or not you have it on your card. Absolutely, Sharon. Yes, we will, Dan. We will win this thing to the end. Gerald, you probably pay a dues to an RSA or a PBA, a retiree organization. I'm not sure that you would pay a dues to your union. If you do, it's probably going to a PAC. And if you're not sure, I would call and ask if you really are paying a dues on your pension stub. And there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why I'm going to say this to you. Call your union if you are paying a dues in your pension check and ask them where that money is going. And if you can, send it in an email. So, well, I am going to say, let's call it a night because it's 9:15. And then we will take it next week. Now, remember, guys, we do close the page next week. We do close the page until Tuesday morning. So we will see you on Tuesday morning, and have a great weekend.
Right. And again, thank you, everybody. Thanks to the moderators, Joe, everybody. And we appreciate it. Thank you to all the people that hosted us, everybody who showed up, who came out, and everybody who donated. We truly appreciated it. It was great. And that's it.
Had a good time. So
Yes.
enjoy, be safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Mwah. Ciao.